This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
All right, going to give God the glory each and every week. Again, another opportunity we have to continue to teach and develop these young men through the game of football. Exciting for us to play at home. Last game here, got our students back, and so I'm excited about that opportunity there. We got the Hall of Fame there, Rashad Jennings getting inducted. Exciting times that are happening. Also, of course, seniors. 17 players being recognized there as far as people here as far as that. I'm just going to go down their name. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details with each and every guy, but at least want to mention their names. Some of them may not be seniors, but this is going to be their last opportunity they're going to play football here as far as at Liberty University. Tolan Avery, B.J. Farrow, Devin Fisher, Ben Fior-DeLise, Mitchell Hurtado, Corbin Jackson, David Jeremiah, Damien King, David King, Julio Lozano, Kentori Matthews, James Passmore, Jeremy Peters, Josh Tully, Jawan Wells, Rudd Urick, and Daniel Zapata. Four of those guys have already gotten their bachelor's degree, really working on their graduate degree as far as David King, Lozano, Kentori Matthews, and James Passmore. And if they stay on here as far as in the spring semester, they'll be able to get their master's degree. So, and really pretty much just about everybody on here is going to have their bachelor's degree at the spring semester. So very proud of what these guys have accomplished, probably more even off the field as far as on the field. I think the other thing that I'm proud of them, they were the first group here to get a chance to play in the playoffs in 2014. I got some people here that had a chance to do that. And so they've been part of some special situations here, historic, beating the #1 team in the country, Coastal. And then we went to the playoffs there and have a chance there. We ended up beating James Madison. So these guys here were part of the tradition, part of the things that got established and really did a fantastic job of really establishing this program. And also the people before them, you know, I think it's 10, 12 years or whatever, we've had a winning record. And so, again, we got to continue to have that great tradition that's going on here. As our program's a winning program, even with the situation of going from FCS to FBS, can have a non-losing record this year if we take care of the business in this one game. So this is a very, very special group. I think they really kind of ultimately changed the culture in what we were trying to get done. As far as guys believing truly what we are wanting to get done on the field, off the field. Obviously, from the spiritual side of it all, there's some strong guys in this group. So I'm glad that I had a privilege and an honor to teach, to develop, to inspire, and to love all these young men here, and I thank them for what they have accomplished. Turn to Norfolk State, Latrell Scott, they head coach there, and he's also the offensive coordinator, calls the plays. Last year they had 7 players that were all MEAC players, so they have some talent. Obviously they've had some more talent because they've had some guys who have transferred from certain schools and come back and been on their team, and so they do have talent on all sides of the ball. Defense, I mean, they run every front that you can name, and every week you don't know which one they're going to go with, so they mix it up. They mix it up even in the middle of the game as far as their fronts and things. The other thing that got my attention is 148 yards per game, passing yards that they've only given up. And so that gives you attention. One is that you say, well, they got a pass rush. They also have an opportunity as far as their secondary can cover people. So it's going to be a challenge for us to be able to do what we want to do throwing the football. Offensively, they have talent there. Their quarterback is a dual threat guy. He can run. He can throw. I think he had 400-something plus yards there the last ball game or two. And he has a receiver, number 5, who is his high school teammate there in high school. And so they connect off pretty good. They got their own number 11, very similar, about 6'3", 6'4". That's a pretty good player that they throw the ball to. So they got talented receivers, talented quarterback, and being able to do a lot of things as far as offensively. They injured. Fouts is out. Coleman out. Damien King is out. Probert's out. Bounds is out. Keys to the game, as always, we got to protect the football. Again, just thoroughly looking at the statistics. Again, we have no chance when we continue to have turnovers. That's going to be another key thing here as far as what we're trying to get accomplished. I think also special teams. Been disappointed in a few games where we just have given up some opportunities for the opposing team, whether it's been whatever, punt, kickoff return, on all our phases. And so we're going to continue to teach, continue to grow, and make our team better as far as that goes. So let's open up to some questions.
Coach, just going back there, you said Fouts, Coleman, Damien King, Alex Probert, and Damian Bounds. Did I miss anybody?
Out. Yep.
Okay.
All those guys. Yep.
If you come into this game, last game of the season, what do you want to see from your team, obviously, other than just getting a win, just as far as going out there and competing and getting better?
I like to see my defense have a back-to-back games as far as competitiveness, keeping people off the scoreboard as much as possible, like they have been, kicking field goals. They give up one touchdown or two. That's obviously that's all right. Nobody's perfect. If they put the back-to-back games, and also from an offensive perspective, no turnovers. I want to emphasize no turnovers. Now I don't want to play scared where you say no turnovers and then they don't make throws or don't make some runs or different things that they need to do. But that's going to be always emphasized to us. So that's what I want to see. Is we have 0 turnovers. I want to see our defense play consecutive games. I want to see our special team dominate on the special teams. I don't think we've ever dominated. We've been good in a few games, but really have a total domination from a special team side. We've had some situations where we've had field positions been pretty good, but there's something else that we kind of give up, a big run or something like that. So those are the kind of the basic things that I'm looking for besides the scoreboard.
Refresh my memory here on Damien King. Would he be? Doesn't have any more chance at an eligibility.
He could.
After this?
He could. He's played in 3 games.
Okay. So is that something that you're planning to pursue, maybe?
Yeah, we'll talk about it here after. It's giving him an opportunity after the season, academically, and take care of all those things, injury-wise, see what's all taking place. Just told him right now to focus on his studies, and we'll continue to talk about that at the appropriate time. So he can't play. He's injured.
With the opportunity to get to 6-6 in the team's first FBS season, what would that mean to you, your coaching staff, and just Liberty as a whole?
I think I'm really going to say from Liberty University, the brand, Liberty University's brand is out there. What are we about? Training champions for Christ. Through the football, basketball, all the different games, but if you're really talking about from the football perspective, we've gotten exposure from West Coast to East Coast, north to the south. So I think everybody knows a lot more about Liberty University because of the football program. So that's something that I'm proud of, a privilege. Our staff have done a fantastic job. This year was a tremendous challenge. And to sit here even at this point to say we have 5 wins, I got to tip my hat off to the players and the coaches and the fans. They've helped us. Again, there's been tremendous fans all over the country where we've gone. So I think that's the main thing to me is we have done a good job there as far as the exposure of Liberty University's brand through our schedule and through the people that we've gone. And then obviously you win a game that maybe people don't expect you to win, then you get even more exposure. People kind of look at it and they start looking at it in the internet and say, well, let me check out Liberty University. So that's what's exciting about it.
With Alex Probert being out, are you pursuing the redshirt option with him?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's there. He's played in 4 ball games, so that's how we're going to proceed.
How many freshmen who haven't reached the 4-game limit are you looking to get in the game? Just get them some game experience and some tape evaluation.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys there. I think Hunter Getz is one guy that we're going to get some work in. We might get Jacob Bodden, offensive lineman there, may get some reps. Maybe a Brody Brom receiver may get some reps of those type of things. The other guys will get some special teams. We've already used up a few guys who have already done their 4 games, like a Dupree, Marcellus Harris. Some of those guys have already done their 4 games. So it won't be a whole lot of guys, but a handful of guys that may get some special teams. And if an opportunity presents itself, we'll play them on offense or defense.
So some of these graduating seniors and some juniors who you said won't be coming back, are you going to try to get them involved at all Saturday?
Yeah, again, we're going to do what we need to take to try to win the football game, and if they can help us win a game, we'll put them in the game. So I think the opportunity presents itself, we'll do that. So there's no problem with that.
Having a guy like Rashad Jennings coming back to campus, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, how much does that mean to have a guy like him, his stature, and what he's been able to do nationally? Maybe even to represent Liberty and continue to develop that brand.
Well, he's an outstanding person. Obviously, done a lot of great things for our society, not just the football part of it, and touching people and young people in so many different ways. And it's great to have him be a part of this family. He laid down the blood, sweat, and tears and laid a strong foundation with his presence here with his playing time here, and really all the other people, even his teammates that have been with him too. So it means a whole lot to get him recognized and be grateful for the opportunities that he has done, and he's going to continue to do. It may not be in the football aspect of it. So he's a dynamic person, great personality, can connect to so many different people in different walks of life, and so I'm just blessed to have an opportunity to know him.
You saw Norfolk State your first year here as a head coach. How much have they changed as a program, as a team, scheme-wise, just overall since then?
I think scheme-wise, defensively, they've done a lot more different fronts. Last time we played them, it was 2012, so a while back there. I think they really were a little bit more basic on the odd front. Now they do a little bit of everything. They change almost game to game. So I think they still have some talented people. Obviously, they came here and they beat us as for us in 2012. And so, again, they have talent, and we got to play our best football game.
Coach, the way the defense played Saturday, they've got to be a confident bunch coming into this season finale, not giving up a touchdown really until the final quarter of the game.
Right. Well, very proud. I mean, I think that's probably the greatest type of accomplishment is when you're 10, 11 games played and you still can come out in the 11th game of the year and almost shut some people out or really contain them. That tells me that our kids love playing for us. Never have seen them give up, and that's just fantastic. Particularly, I think it was great from the second time we playing them. We got a chance to really see what they were going to do. I think it helped us tremendously. Obviously, we ran their plays over and over and over and over again, and I think it came to benefit us in a great way because we were recognizing their plays, and they still made some plays, obviously, but I think overall it was great. The goal line stand, again, that's another sign that your team continues to fight. They continue to compete. They continue to be determined, and just proud of the guys, what they played. But, again, we got to finish this thing up in the right way.
Robert Wimberly talked Saturday about the communication that he saw amongst the defensive players, the linebackers, the back end, everyone after the game on Saturday. That really excited him. Are you satisfied with the improvements that you've seen on the defensive side here the last half or so of the season?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. Again, it's deeper than just the numbers. You want to see improvement each and every time. I think there's certain aspects of a game where there's been improvement in every single football game. I think the biggest thing has probably been more the third down conversions. That's been a big plus pretty much throughout the year. Obviously, on first down, you got to still stop them and do some things. But I think overall is each and every game, do you improve? And do your players continue to play hard? And I think I've seen that. I think probably us watching it on tape, we get really a chance to see those guys communicating. You can see it on the field sometimes, but your mind's kind of on it. But when we went back and watched the tape, you can see guys talking on defense. And it's 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. Particularly when they start shifting, they do motions, there got to be some talking. There got to be some communication because we do make adjustments when things are happening in that sense. So I think that was an exciting thing to see our guys. There's always been some communication in every game, but I think it was more curtailed to say that they got it because sometimes you don't hear it. Sometimes it's a misunderstood. Sometimes they didn't see the signal because we do a little bit of both, signaling and also have a verbal communication.
The season, you mentioned some of the things that you guys have improved on that you've seen as the head coach. Can you talk about some of the expectations that you had prior to the season, maybe over the summer, and where you guys are now, and just shed more specificity on that?
Yeah, I think the expectation, if you want to say measuring it from that standpoint, I didn't really have too many measurable goals per se. I just always thought we got to get better every single week. And you say, well, how can you measure that? How many times they did this, how many times that? We grade them, and individually and then collectively. My expectation for our guys is really compete on every play. That's the only way you're going to give yourself a chance. And, again, you're going to fumble, you're going to miss a tackle, and you're going to have all those things. But did I see improvement? And I've seen that. And so that's what makes me proud of this football team as we continue to move forward, obviously in this transition here in the first season.